the session 0 of the Diamond of Jiar. This
Oh, that's how you
evening,
say it. I kept going with like Javar.
GR is how you pronounce it. This evening we're
Jiar.
going to be introducing our characters, rolling up some stats, and we're going to let everybody know a little bit about the world of the Jewel of the Oasis in the Desert. So let's go ahead and fire up Roll20, and everybody's in there. So first off, let's start at the top, alphabetical order. Abigail. Michael, can you move your token?
I
I don't
It
see
won't
any tokens.
move.
don't see a token.
Ah, you guys are on the wrong page. Sorry.
No, you're on the wrong
We can
page.
D&D together. Yay! Move the token.
Mm-hmm.
Crackling Flames
Yeah,
is
I need to
not
get a
here.
good image for mine sometime.
That's okay. Matt, yours is the one with the
I'll
head,
work
the one with no
Yeah.
head.
Uh, yeah, I'll get a good.
Alright.
I'll try to find an image sometime.
That's fine. You got 2 weeks.
My token's bigger.
So they will all be the same size when we go onto the grid.
Are you Brack?
He is.
Oh
He's
my god,
totally
I need to
Brack.
change my icon now.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Matt, did you watch? Oh, he took off his headphones. Yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was awesome.
So good.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, okay?
Can you guys hear Ruby crying?
No.
Negative.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right. Matt, did you ever watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. Owen is now Brack.
Not Brack. Zorak. Sorry.
Zorak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, it took me a long time.
Brack's the cat.
What? No, Brack's
It's been a while.
the mantis, wasn't he?
No, Zorak's the mantis.
Ah.
Okay. So each of you, except for Zashir, has received a letter from a mysterious character that you owe a favor to. It's up to you
Is
to
he
determine.
mysterious? I thought we were bros. Are we not bros?
I mean, you guys are sort of bros.
Okay.
But you owe him a favor.
I didn't remember. Okay. Totally don't remember owing him a favor.
So that's why you are being called into this group of adventurers. Is that each of you is acquainted? I will wait. Each of you is loosely acquainted with a person named Shuri Avia, and he is a traveler among not just this desert, but the multiverse. And he is a broker of sorts, a collector as well. He deals not primarily in gold, but in favors, and each one of you owes him a favor. So it's up to you to figure out why you owe him a favor and why he would call on you specifically. But we're gonna go around and introduce our characters. So Abigail, played by Michael Parker, is gonna go first. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we will try to. Steve said he is heading home now. Really slow service. Okay, so we will see him when he gets here. But Michael, if you want to tell us a little bit about Abigail, and then we'll roll up your stats.
Yeah, sure. So Abigail is the daughter of a water merchant and his wife. Some years ago, they were brought down by the Seven for sort of skirting the watery ways of GR. And so she's kind of developed an idealistic view of what GR should be, and it's kind of led her on a little political crusade where she uses her bardic powers of charisma and persuasion and intrigue to sort of get inside the political machine of the city and help those less fortunate, and hopefully change things from the inside out. And she got pretty popular with some political songs. The main song that you might know is Dry Veins, Iron Rain. That really got her solidified as a voice of power and influence. So, yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Find out the rest.
Rain, purple rain. I mean, what?
So one of the most important things to the people of GR being in a desert is water. Water is sacred to the people of the desert oasis, but it is limited in the oasis. So there are caravans that go from Port Nerohaya and Fort Azrak. There are caravans of merchants that ferry water from the sea to the city. And there are huge, huge cisterns that store the water and take the salt out of the ocean water by boiling and gathering the vapors and then bottling that vapor. If the caravans are late, city people in the city will die. Water is something that is on everyone's mind, and it's something that is watched very closely by the not only the government but also all of the merchants and all of the people. The price is set by the Council of the Seven, and if you try to charge more or if you try to charge less, the people, not only the merchants but also the people, will rise up and bring their wrath upon you. So profitable business, but also very dangerous, and the people of the city rely on the water caravans to keep the city moving.
So it's kind of like oh my god, I'm blanking right now. Shit, Caliban's war. In the respect that it's not so much air this time, but it's water.
It's water,
basically
exactly.
same difference. Yeah.
Exactly. The other thing is, it's a lot like now I'm blanking. See what you did to me?
I'm sorry. I was like,
What the fuck?
The Expanse.
It's not. It's not just that. Um, have you heard about the bread riots in Egypt in the 60s?
Yes.
It's like that.
Okay.
All right. So there are 7 ways to generate stats. Mr. Michael Parker, you are up first. We have macros built for all of them. Do you have a decision?
Do I?
Wild card, baby.
Wild
All right.
card.
So
Wild card.
when
Steve?
you say we have, did you use the ones that Andrew was using, or do you have your own?
No, I made up my own. I sent out a document
Gotcha.
that was
Yeah.
these are the different ways to roll stats.
Leave it. Hey.
Yeah, I saw that document.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Gotcha.
Go find mom.
Gotta look that one up.
So
again.
Michael
Okay,
has.
'cause I
Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I wrote up a little, like a roll 20 roll for each of them.
Yeah, I did. So there are 7 stats here, and you can remove one of them and then place them any way you wish. So you got a 10, a 14, a 14, a 13, a 13, a 14, and a 17. Ooh,
Pretty even.
pretty even.
Above average, even.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
mean-
those are pretty solid.
Everybody's going to be above average. the point of this is for each of you to be a
That sounds
beast,
like a challenge.
except for maybe Owen.
He's like, I am an insect. There's a
Wait.
difference.
Isn't Owen a Thry Crane? Shouldn't he? With his rolling, he should be way above average.
Yeah, Owen's gonna roll
No.
3d20 6 times and keep the highest.
It's gonna be 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? How'd you get ones, Owen? You rolled 3d20s. I don't know. It just happened.
Fucking dice hate me.
Right?
So,
If it makes you feel any better, the average should be way above everyone else's.
should be.
So 1.
Should be,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, just making sure.
So, Michael, sorry, Abigail, when you open up your letter, you find inside your letter a small, deep, deep red jewel known as a bloodstone.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodstone is a sacred relic in the world of Jiar. The people of the tribe of the Red Sand, when they lose a warrior in battle, one out of every maybe 100, roughly, of those warriors is worthy of the ritual that could potentially create a bloodstone. These are incredibly magical artifacts. You've maybe only heard about it, certainly never seen one. But you know what it is immediately when you feel it in the palm of your hand. This bloodstone grants you immense power. There is a handout that I think you guys can see if you go to the handouts. Steve, you'll just have to see it when you get logged into Roll20, but I'll describe it
It's
for
my
you here.
driveway now.
Okay. So it is actually glass, but it appears as if it were a teardrop. But it's so brilliantly, deeply red that you're sure it's a jewel. You can only ever attune to one bloodstone in your life. And when you attune to the bloodstone, you roll on this table, and it gives you incredible magical power. So if you would like to roll percentile dice, that will tell you what you get from the bloodstone.
So roll percentile, not the.
Yeah, the
not
table doesn't
rollable
work
table.
right.
Okay, cool.
D100. 64.
64.
Increase one of your scores by 2, charisma, wisdom, or constitution.
All right. Cool.
No max.
So does that now
That
take up a
seems like
slot,
a-
or does it kind of like go, or does it like?
No, once you are attuned to the bloodstone, it doesn't count as one of the 3 things that you can attune to.
Okay.
But you can't ever not be attuned to it, and you can't ever get a second one.
Gotcha.
When you gain an even-numbered level, you don't have to, but you may re-roll on this chart, and you must take the new result.
Interesting.
There are some really badass things you can get if you roll high.
Wish.
Seeing a wish
Ew.
there.
You gain the favor of a metallic dragon, and it is your ally
I'll take it.
Oh.
if you roll a 98. And then there's a secondary chart that if somebody actually gets a 98 that I made up to tell you what kind of dragon you get.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah. Just in case anyone rolls one.
Just in case
It's-
anybody rolls a 98.
It could happen. Steve could roll one
Hey.
tonight.
It could happen.
Okay. Well, I clearly am going to increase my charisma by 2.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Clearly.
Right.
So, do you have any questions? Anything that's you want to talk about your character before we move on?
Not at this time.
Okay. Next is our friend Crackling Flames. Or do you need to skip? Are you still trying to get logged in?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up my computer now. You might as well go on to someone else because it'll be a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Then
close, but might as
we
well.
will move on to our good friend Kit Kat. Kit Kat will be played by Owen Young. Say hi, Owen. Hi, Owen.
Hello.
Tell us about Kit Kat.
Rough character concept was basically the right hand man in a pretty well acquainted underbelly of Thieves Guild within the city. Acquainted with the Seven, probably has done dealings with some of them. Just kind of the general quote low life. But yeah, he's right hand man in the Thieves Guild that he's in. Hence, which I thought was amazing in the letter, where it's like, oh no, it's got more gold than it was supposed to. I don't know how this happened. So that's kind of rough character concept with it. That, and he's a Thrycreen, so bugs. He's you notice something very odd though whenever you talk to him, because he looks like he's talking, but he's actually talking in your head, so nobody else can really hear. So it's an interesting thing he's been working on over the years.
So here's how this is going to work. Anybody in the party can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Right? Because you're friends and you've known each other at least for a while once we get going. Right?
Okay.
So that's not going to be a problem for you.
Okay.
Any new NPC or any new thing that you meet, it's going to take at least an hour in their company before you can shake off the fuzz.
Before I can talk to them,
Before you can speak to them.
Okay.
So you can make hand gestures, you can be menacing.
This is gonna be good.
But it's going to
So
be basically radio static for everybody outside the party until you've been around them for about an hour.
Okay.
Okay? Did you pick a cantrip?
Pick a cantrip.
Let me check. Hang
Did
on.
I not read through this? Maybe I didn't read through this.
Pulling up Google Drive.
I don't think there was. Maybe I did.
Because you're supposed to have psionic abilities, being a Thrycreen.
Yeah, you get invisibility, mage hand, and mislead.
Yeah. So, Thrycreen says
Yeah, you get mage hand to start with.
mage hand cantrip. Yeah, so you didn't pick it. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no, it's you automatically get it.
You get it. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Never mind. You didn't pick a cantrip.
You're freaking me out. I was like, wait, what? Did I miss something?
Your mage hand is invisible. Can't see it.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. If you would like to roll your stats gently down the stream.
Told you guys.
5.
That's
You
amazing.
get to throw 3 20s, you'll be fine. Okay, sure.
Wait, you did get a 20, so I don't know what you're complaining about, but
And no stat can be above a 20 regardless of racial bonus. So
Sure.
Right.
unless it's by a bloodstone or some other magic item, no base stat can be above a 20. Andrew says, I'm getting drunk with old people. Go sales. Nice. All right. Questions, concerns?
Yeah, that 5's pretty concerning.
That's the risk you take, bruh.
Risk I take. Do we just roll once or do we roll multiple times?
No,
You
roll
rolled 3
once.
times.
Wait, say what?
I mean,
You
you rolled
rolled
each
3
one 3
times.
times.
Yeah, apparently that roll you rolled 2 1s. So
Yep,
Told
it
Two
was
you.
ones and a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of the rolling was taken care of in the macro.
One
then,
mouse
right?
click
looks like
rolls
yeah,
everything.
that is nice.
Told you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be overpowered. Sure. Great. You know what? I'm just gonna press it again just for good measure.
Whoa,
Oh Jesus!
dodged a
Only
bullet on
got
that
7, but
2 20s is.
Hey, I'll
little
take the
OP.
second one.
No, you get the first one. You still get a 20 in one of your stats.
That's fine.
And a 17 isn't shabby.
Right.
yeah, no, you had good stats. I don't know what you're.
So one of the things that you guys will see in the player handout, if you go to page 3, is that there are mounts that you can have.
Oh yeah, the giant centipedes. Yes.
So instead of a bloodstone, our friend Kit Kat is going to come to the meeting with a mount.
Oh fuck you guys.
You'll need that with your 5 strength.
Exactly. That's exactly where that's
Are you
stat's
putting
going.
your 5 in strength? Are you really?
No, I'll figure out where I want to put them later.
You should put it in Constitution. That'd be awesome.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Squish the bug. Squishy,
Please
squishy
don't squish
bug.
the bug. Oh, you squished the bug. Don't do it again.
Oh, squish the bug.
So funny. Where's the coffee?
So
You're
These
so
are-
funny, Kay. Yeah, sure.
these are giant centipedes, right? And they are, I believe. Let me look at page 4. No, I don't think I said. But they are 30 feet long.
Oh shit. It's a thing.
It is a giant thing.
It just makes it kind of throws me off every time I'm reading the description. It says no attack, and then I look over at the picture.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I mean
really?
it's yeah.
Are you sure? I don't think.
I'm-
I'm pretty sure.
For the purposes of combat, it gets no attack. If you would like to destroy something outside of combat, you can totally do that. We will work it out. But for the purposes of running combat, it cannot attack. It can only run away or stand or like move or whatever. So
Go burrow under the sand for a while Daddy goes take care of things. Okay, bye.
70 hit points, so not easy to kill. And did I say AC?
No.
No, we'll call the AC 11.
Okay.
Write
Does it
that
get-
down,
God damn it.
because I'll forget.
Wait, with an 18 dex, shouldn't they have at least a 14 AC?
Yay, Steve! This is why we keep you
Oh.
around.
But they're large class, so is that still a penalty in 5th? I don't know.
It's not.
They don't have large class
We'll call
PCs.
it natural armor at AC 11. Natural armor means you can make up whatever you want.
So 14.
No, 11.
11.
Don't try to fight with it. That's what Rick just said.
Right.
Right.
This will be wonderful for carrying things and for getting you places and for intimidating city dwellers and for lots of different things, but not for combat.
Don't mind my truck.
Exactly. Here's a
What
giant
is that, a
fucking
quad
dump
cab?
truck.
It's got a Hemi too. Look at this thing.
Exactly. So, crackling flames. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I don't know what to say. So I'm Kenku first off,
Hooray!
which means I can't talk. However, I can mimic sounds, so I can repeat things I've heard, but I can't actually like talk.
Oh, this is good. So we got 2 non-talkers in the party
Yep.
already. Hooray! Good job,
Well,
Steve.
that's exactly what I was thinking when I heard yours. But let's see. I so grew up basically as an orphan. His tribe was he lost his tribe at some point somehow, and grew up in the city and became or made a pact with a Dahar, which is kind of a light spirit. There's the little handout about that. And yeah, I guess I don't know how much more there is to say.
And you are which class?
Warlock.
Warlock. Okay.
Yep. I guess that's fairly relevant.
And you are just like like a one of the sellers at the bazaar, or are you one of like the little people running around the city, or what's your deal?
Yeah, I would say I guess just kind of running around the city trying to make my way type of thing.
Okay. So before you called in, you have been called by a guy named Shuri, and
Yeah.
he is a. Have you read Neverwhere?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yes,
But yes, I think so.
Okay. Do you remember the Marquis?
the Marquis.
Oh, yes, vaguely.
So basically, Shuri is the Marquis. So trades in favors, knows fucking everybody, and he's also a planeswalker.
Awesome.
So he's been everywhere, seen everything, and he's called you together to try to figure out what exactly has happened to the Caliph. And the Caliph was the ruler of the city of Jiar. Everybody loved him. He was getting to be an old man, but he was just beloved of the people. He made sure that all the water always came on time through all the festivals. He was mostly a figurehead, but the people loved him. And the Council of Seven are the people who actually
Yeah.
get shit done. So the Council of Seven are 7 merchants who are elected from within a group that is elected by the people. So the people elect people to the council, and then the council itself elects the 7. And each one of the 7 are masked, and they each have a role to play. So I will go over just a couple of those here real quick.
I did see the handout
Yeah.
and the letter. So.
You did see the letter? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, the Jackal is the leader of the council. He's sort of like the Speaker of the House. He doesn't cast a vote unless there has to be a tie broken. He organizes all of the meetings, and he's the one who doesn't necessarily have the most power, but he's the most senior among the council members. The Peacock is he's the party guy. So there are monthly festivals. There's also an arena where first and second level sorcerers vie for the right to become higher level sorcerers, and it's always to the death. So if you meet a sorcerer who's not fighting in the arena, they're higher than 3rd level, and they have killed their way to get there. There's also the Tally Revel, which is held around the elections. And every year during the elections, there are 5 days that don't go into any other month in the calendar, and there's no commerce except for the water, and everybody in the town is on vacation, and they have just a giant party, and that's when the Peacock really gets to shine. Cool. Next, we are going to be talking to Zashir of the Twilight Sands, played by
Are we gonna
Mr.
roll stats real quick, or is area rolling?
Tell us about yourself. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Steve.
Why not get stats? Mine are just all zeros. Seems
So, Steve, if you would like to roll your stats for Crackling Flames, did you pick a
Yeah.
method?
So if you do the ones that are in order, are you allowed to swap any?
Yes. So if you do in order, you can't get rid of one, but you can flip flop, right? So
Gotcha.
if you get like your highest one and you want to make sure it's in your main stat, that's fine.
Okay. Because in that case, I'm gonna do the 5d4. Otherwise, I was gonna do the goofy shit no one's gonna use. That was my second choice.
Sounded,
Did you say you had a macro?
Yeah, I
or-
have macros for all of them, so I don't remember which one's which. So let me look here. Generating ability scores.
Crazy.
Crazy
stats
is
fine.
5d4, drop the lowest and add 4. So click the crazy button.
Wait, where's the crazy button?
So if you go to macros, you should see.
Wait,
So you see the
where?
gear all the way at the top right of the chat.
Yes.
To the left of the gear is the hamburger button,
Okay.
and then there are all the macros there.
Oh, click on that one.
Click on crazy stats.
Macros. Look at that. Okay.
Click on the D20 next to crazy stats.
Oh, I clicked on. Oh, the D. Okay, I clicked on it, not the D20.
There you go. All right, those are your stats.
There we go.
Don't think you need to swap them.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
That's yeah. Wow. Okay.
Crazy stats.
Jesus, Steve.
Yeah.
I might be going for that. So that looks pretty damn.
So, Crackling Flames, when you open your letter, you see a similar thing to what I described to Michael, a teardrop-shaped jewel that is the deepest red. You, sir, have acquired a bloodstone. Did you hear the description of it earlier?
I did.
Okay, cool.
The
So if you would
moldy-
roll percentile,
Oh, that's not high.
35 still gets you good shit though. 35 gets you +1 to AC.
Nice. That's
Not
actually.
bad.
I'll take that.
And when you gain an even numbered level, you may roll again. And you must take the new result if you choose to roll again.
I think I'm going to put the 5 in strength. That works.
Squishy debug.
Squish it back.
Don't need
Little-
strength. I'll be fine.
Little weakling bug.
So I got the big bug to ride.
I'm a bug on a bigger bug.
I make other people do my bidding. Hello, help action. Hello.
Michael, did you say which one of the Council of the Seven you ran afoul of? Which one you were railing against with your song?
I didn't.
Okay. Do you care?
No.
Okay.
If there's one that makes sense.
Okay.
I do have an ear within the council, so not one of the masks themselves, but someone that works for them. So I don't know if we want to make it the one that I am influential with or not.
Yeah.
Whatever
Let-
makes sense.
Let's say that it was the Fox.
Okay.
Because he's the lead ambassador and chief negotiator. So maybe you didn't agree with one of the deals that he made and got a little angry with him. Does that sound good?
Works with me.
His job basically is to make sure that the water deals that they have with Fort Azrak and near Ohio can continue. So he is often not in the city and out negotiating with the other powers in the desert. So, Mr. Long,
Yes.
tell us about Jiar of the Twilight Sands.
All right. So Sheer of the Twilight Sands. General basic idea was that he was born into slavery at a young age. His family decided they were done being slaves. They tried to escape. The slave owners had other plans for them. They were ambushed on their way out of town. Zashir was basically the only one that got away. Wandering around in the desert, kind of passes out. Next thing he knows, comes to, he's in the Temple of the Shifting Sands, this monastery that's dedicated to kind of bringing in refugees, mostly like former slaves or orphans or exiles, people exiled from the town, and basically teaching them martial arts, bringing them and giving them skills to be able to kind of live their lives outside of the temple if they so choose. Since he was brought up in this temple at a young age, he decides he's going to go ahead and just stick with the temple for a while. Just kind of learn the abilities. Basically, goes into the school of the Twilight Sands, which basically focuses on stealth and just kind of being hidden and kind of helping to one day reach a point where he can kind of be the temple's sort of helping the temple's kind of spy network to kind of be out and about to help other refugees find their way to the temple. They're trying to get away from basically whatever is keeping them down.
Cool.
That's the general idea, anyway. So I can probably work out for a few more details.
Is your race Meeple?
I am the
Meeple?
yeah, I'm of the Mool race. Yeah.
Half dwarf.
Mool? Oh, the mutt race. I mean, mool race.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm trained in the, since Zashir is going to be trained in the school of the Twilight Sands, he's going to be a shadow monk.
All right. Very cool. So if you want to hit your stats.
All right, where do I actually hit these?
So if you go to the gear, next to the gears, the three lines that look like sideways eyes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it now.
Click that, and then click the D20 next to the name.
All right. Which one was?
Roll
The
high,
stats.
roll high, roll high.
Was stats just the array thing?
So stats is in order. 46, drop the lowest, roll 6 scores,
Okay.
roll 2 sets, and keep the one that you like.
Okay.
So if
So
he
I'm
rolls
at-
all ones, what happens?
He can't roll ones if he rolls 46 and drops the
All right.
lowest. The lowest he could get is
All
a
three.
3. You could get all 3.
Still, if he gets all threes.
You would have to do that twice.
Yeah, but stats will roll you 2 blocks, and you can pick the
Okay.
one you like.
I'm gonna try that one.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Ooh.
snap.
So pick
Yeah.
either 1 or 2.
Ooh,
Ugh.
Like
2 has max dex, but that strength's pretty low.
wait, you don't have to keep it in strength, do you?
Yeah, in order.
Yeah.
You can flip-flop 1 if you want to, but you have to switch. You can't just like you have to like take Constitution and Wisdom and flip-flop them if you wanted to.
Hmm.
You could swap your charisma and strength. Wait, do you care about strength? Aren't you? You're a
Yeah,
monk.
if I'm a
monk,
monk, I don't
yeah.
really have to worry about strength, but
Yeah,
You need
Oh,
all of the
wisdom.
dex and wisdom.
you've got finesse. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, swap like your charisma or a con and wisdom.
I'm probably gonna swap the wisdom
Oh,
and intelligence,
Yeah,
probably.
int and wisdom. Never mind. The int didn't have a green border, so I wasn't.
Yeah, I was thinking that wasn't one of the high ones either, but yeah.
Oh, this thing's crazy.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the core stats too, but I'll swap the int and wisdom. So
All right, there you go.
that'll work for me.
All right. So, Mr. Long, since you were the final person to get me their name and character concept,
Sorry for the hold
You
up
get
on that.
nothing.
No. you get something, but it is different than what everybody else gets. You
Okay.
have been in your childhood as you were escaping from slavery
Yes.
in the desert. You were bitten
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
by a were tiger.
Yes. So good.
You, my
What?
friend, are inflicted with the curse of lycanthropy.
He's a freaking lycanthrope dwarf. Oh, this is so good.
With a
Ah,
tiger.
I'm not even
It's
sure what all
so
this
good.
means. This sounds awesome.
So what this means is, let me get to the manual and let me get to the right page here, and I will share this with you, but I don't have it ready for ready for disbursement, so I just need to read it to you out of my notes. So
Okay.
as an action, you can change form either to a hybrid or to a full tiger.
Whoa.
As a hybrid or as a full tiger, you get keen hearing and smell. So you get advantage on perception that rely on hearing or smell. Um, your your strength is 17 in hybrid or in full tiger form. In tiger form, you also get multi attack, bite and a claw, but you can't speak, but you remain all of your mental stuff, and you can dash or disengage as a bonus action while in full tiger form. You can also pounce. So it's a strength saving throw. It's a strength saving throw to not be knocked prone, and you get a single claw attack. So
Okay.
it's you have you also at different intervals. I will ask you to roll a d100, and if you roll below a 20, you will lose control and have to roll a d4 to find out which form you take. Um, so 1 will be full tiger, 2 will be hybrid, 3 will be full human, and 4 will be DM's choice.
Oh.
Go for the DM's choice. DM's choice. DM's choice.
So this will put you in some awkward situations potentially, but gives you
Oh.
some cool combat stuff. If you want to
That-
Hulk out and go into a tiger.
That sounds trippy as hell. I think it sounds fun.
Yeah. So you are a were tiger. I'll give you a one sheet on it and make sure that you have all the stats and everything. So
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. So okay. The Caliph is dead. Long live the Caliph. Um, there are a couple of people that you need to know. If you guys want to click on page, I think it's page 5 of the handout.
The
So
last
There we go. There we go.
all right, everybody see page 5?
Yep.
All right. So
Caliph in his court.
the Caliph in his court. Caliph Johim bin Jiar is now the Caliph. He's the ruler of the Oasis. His father Alohan was the former ruler. Is now dead. You'll hear him referred to as the Benevolent, the Protector, and the City Father. I think you guys saw that in the letters. His wife and Johim's mother is Gianna Alfid. She think of Queen Marjorie, only she's doing it for the right reasons. She doesn't just want to be recognized. She actually gives a shit about the poor people, and goes out of her way to make sure that they get Christmas presents. And I mean, they don't have Christmas, but you know what I mean. And like if there's any orphans
When
who
it's
need
sprinkler day,
help,
everybody gets some water.
exactly. Exactly.
That's a
Um,
waste of water. That's irresponsible. We don't do that in GR.
That's why it's water day. It's sprinkler day. It only comes once a year.
Just
it's
another
during the
reason I don't agree with what the 7 does with the decision.
it's during the tally revel they throw open the sprinklers.
Nah, nah, nah. Angry face, angry face. Grump.
Balthazar bin Oriana, sorry, is Johim's advisor. He's very new to the palace, but he's been friends with Johim since they were boys. But he's basically just trading on his friendship with the Caliph and in way over his head, and everybody
Great.
knows it.
Incompetent. Yay.
Not incompetent, just inexperienced.
Incompetent. Hooray.
So you guys see the picture. That is Yezan bin Tariq. He is the captain of the guard. Um, Johim's
Baller.
most trusted um, advisor and friend. Um, he
Big
is going
arm.
to
Little wingaling.
lead you. Um, he's gonna be there and meet you guys when you're in the back of Shuri's stall in the bazaar. So Yezan is going to be a big deal. And then also, uh, Shahir al Nazi is the admiral of the Caliph's air navy. Um, so you guys will be, again, flying around on an airship because I'm a sucker for air pirates. I am.
On an airplane.
I mean, it's one of my favorite things about D&D. And then there is also a denizen of the bazaar that you need to be aware of, Foot on the Path. A merchant, a guide, and a friend to the players, and an avid Tabaxi tarot dice player. He will be there to answer your questions and to assist you when you are looking for information and have very little else to go on. So, if you need him, he is there. So, Shuri Avia is at the top on page 4. I think we've talked about him enough, but that's where you're going to meet. His picture is there on the right. You're going to be in his stall, and he's going to give you kind of the layout of the quest and what's been happening so far, and how you're going to basically what you're going to be expected to do. Cool. So, questions, concerns, thoughts? Do you guys know where you're gonna want to go, other than like after you meet with him? Does anybody have like an idea about that?
Not exactly yet. But...
Okay.
Nope.
So even though Andrew's not here, I'm gonna kind of give you the layout, and you guys can figure out where you want to go, and so that I can have something ready for next time. I know who done it, but I don't know where this is gonna go. So I'm gonna kind of be relying on you guys to point me in the direction of where you want to go and what you want to see, so that I can build up the maps and get going. I've got plenty of story, but I want to make sure we get through it in the time that we have.
So don't change direction last minute. Tell them where we're going and then be like, this is where we're going. No, wait, what's that over there?
I mean, I'll be ready, but So in the back of Shuri's stall, it's an open air tent, but it's back from the main bazaar. There's a big round table, and several stools to sit on. There's a chest that has some fruit, and a jar in the middle of the table that has some iced tea. Um, in the middle of the table for you guys to drink while you're waiting for Shuri. the captain of the guard, who you guys all recognize as having lived from being around the city and having lived there, Yezan bin Tariq on sight. You know who this guy is, and you're immediately aware that there's something related to the palace that's going on. So Shuri comes in, and just it's this kind of wide-eyed look on his face. Says, thank you, my friends, for coming. I know that we're only tangentially acquainted. We may not know each other, but each of you know me. I'm calling in all of my favors for this. Alohan was one of my dearest friends. I knew him since we were both boys, and even though I don't look it, I've had many years. Um, the benevolent defender of our city did not die of natural causes, as the bards are singing in the streets. His body lies in the palace, and there are many of us, many of the Watchers, who believe that there were foul deeds at play that caused him to lose his life. We don't know who's responsible, but we must. The city is on the brink of chaos. People are worried that they won't be able to get their water. They don't know where their next meal will come from. The caravans are in danger. This is truly our darkest hour. We need your help. I need you to find out who is behind this, who has murdered the city father, what evil is rising, what evil will be exposed that put this generous man to his death. I can answer whatever questions you have, but I know very little about the actual events of his death. He was in his chambers. He was guarded by Yezan's men, and they heard a scream. The doors were locked from the outside. There are no windows in the Caliph's sleeping chambers. His wife was downstairs in a different part of the palace, also guarded. And we know where she was. We know where Prince Johim, now Caliph Johim, was. He was in the armory. And the Caliph was dead when the guards entered the room. There were no marks on his body, but his heart had exploded.
By the way, I'm screaming this into your guys' heads.
So you know Shuri, you can talk to him.
Oh, okay.
but not the captain of the guard. He can't hear you.
I gotcha.
Oh, and only, sorry, with his telepathy.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of this, a whole lot of poking you guys to say stuff. So, all right. So we're talking to the captain of the guard right now, correct?
Yeah, you guys are in the back of the tent with Shuri and the captain of the guard.
Well, I asked Shuri then, who has beef with the previous king?
He was beloved. Many in the city considered him the best caliph in an age. There are those among the seven who didn't always agree with him, but they got along in their diplomatic relations and always had the best interests of the city at heart, we truly don't know if anyone did have a beef with the Caliph.
The beef with the Caliph. Caliph beef.
You're welcome.
Although the Caliph is a powerful man, and powerful men, even beloved powerful men, can be hated simply for being powerful.
Certainly, someone has something to gain by his passing.
Certainly.
Someone always
Someone as in 7 someones.
has something to gain.
The city is in chaos.
What better time to grab power?
True.
Someone in access the dark forces have managed to slip in and out undetected. More frightening, be able to inflict such a mortal wound without any sort of sign.
There were no wounds. It appeared as though his heart had exploded from the inside.
Poison.
Magic.
Or magic.
Unlikely to be poisoned, what of the royal tasters? None of them were
Always
afflicted by the same thing.
easiest answers with magic. Sometimes it's easier to kill someone with a knife than it is magic.
Yes, but what powerful magic? The Caliph was protected by all sorts of spells. Yazan himself cast the wards upon the Caliph.
Yes. Who's Yazan?
And how long ago did this happen?
3 days.
3 days. What are the rumblings within the 7? What do they have to say?
Money. Power. Stressed relations. They're trying to find a way to capitalize on the chaos. They see
control water supplies.
they see the city in turmoil, and they see an opportunity to raise themselves into the same standing that the city father had. But they're masked. The people don't know them. The people don't love them. They are desperately planning the revel for the king's funeral. Reworking treaties that had been handshake agreements between the Caliph and Fort Azrak. There are many things that are uncertain.
What do we know of Johim? Is he perhaps a man of weak will?
He is his father's son. He bleeds for Jiar. The city is his birthright, and he, while his military prowess is as yet unproven, he was by his father's side for most of the diplomatic meetings over the last several years. A man well into his 30s and known by many of the important figures in other towns, has traveled himself to Nirohaya to oversee the gathering of the waters and the trading of for the fish. Trained under the knights at Fort Azrak. He is a man of the world and inexperienced, but as ready as one could be to assume the mantle of Caliph. My hunch is that there are external forces at work.
How was the treaty with Fort Azarac?
So,
you said it was on a handshake.
yes. The treaty was for gathering of seawater and caravanning back to Jiar. It was protection from the raiders in the sea, and safe passage along the desert for the caravans. Never formally written down, just a handshake between the leader at Fort Azrak and the Caliph.
What of Nahoya?
Nerohaya.
Yeah.
Um, it's essentially a ruin. It's used to be a very prosperous town, but now it's basically just a fishing village. There are a few families that live there, fish the bay, and sell their fish to the caravans, who then bring it back to Jiar. Um, there's an ancient temple to some unknown god, but the city has been besieged by bandits for as long as anyone can remember. That put the city into barely just a few families scraping together and fishing.
Why have they not had any protection?
The Caliph and his men have been unsuccessful trying to protect the city. The bandits come at night. They come as tigers and destroy the city. And we can't. Yezan pipes up and says, "Those bastards with they can see in the dark. They'll knock you prone and slash your throat before you can get a chance to do anything. And then they run away into the darkness."
Zashir's
Seems
hairs in the back of his neck kind of stand on end a little bit.
that
Hearing about this, because
they have things to gain for tearing down Nerohoya.
They steal the fish. They steal the money from the families. They keep them scared, and they are content.
seems like they already have a pretty dominant way of life there. I don't know why they'd shake that much up trying to control GR as well.
Rix, what's that
What's what?
map?
It's a ruined city. They
another
don't
ruin.
know. Nobody knows the name of it, but there is a ruin there.
What about the angry-looking guy there?
That's
Yeah.
where the people of Nerohaya suspect that the leader of the bandits lives.
Oh, hey. Zashir, that might be your dad. He might be over there.
Quite possibly. I never knew exactly what happened to my parents after I fled.
Sorry. I'll stop metagaming.
I mean, you might know that.
Yeah.
You are telepathic.
Oh, dear God. Ah. Just for you guys' viewing pleasure, my wisdom is 20, so you really can't put one over on me.
Holy crap.
Would we be granted access to the palace?
Of course. Sorry, I interrupted you. Do you have something else?
Nope.
Whatever you would like to see in the palace, we would ask that you be discreet. We're telling everyone in town that the Caliph died of natural causes. This investigation has to be as hidden as possible from the everyday citizen. But whatever we can do to get you into a place where you need to be, we will make that happen. And
I'm
Yezan,
nothing if not discreet.
Who
I'm
is
always
that?
discreet.
Is this Shuri still, or is this Yazan?
Shuri is the one who's been doing all the talking. Yezan is a man of few words, but he will nod his head and yes, yes, yes. He will get you into the palace and make sure that you are escorted and get into the places where you need to go.
I give Ave a coy smile.
Quick
She cocks
question.
her head and just like, huh? What?
Quick question
Eh?
regarding the map. Is
Eh?
there anything right about
Eh?
here?
Where?
Right about here.
It's on the coast. The blue, everything blue is the ocean.
Yeah.
But no, there's not anything right there.
I was thinking maybe just kind of right here, if I could place the temple, probably right around there.
Yeah.
The shifting sands, kind of up in the
We'll,
mountains, a little away from the coast a little bit.
We'll make a little mark right there,
Okay.
and I will put an updated hex map in the game for next time.
Wait, what's this?
The
My
Temple of the
monastery.
Shifting Sands.
Monks need a monastery, so.
Monks need to do monk things, damn it.
Yeah. If you're gonna be in seclusion in the mountains, you gotta have a place where you were in seclusion in the mountains.
Was the previous caliph working on anything important?
I don't know. While Alohan and I were dear friends, many times he was unable to tell me of things that he had in the works before they were official, for fear of not me, but as many royal palaces do, the palace has ears. Whispering things has been no whispering something in the palace has a higher likelihood of getting it spread than screaming it in the center of the bazaar.
Would the Whisperer know?
Perhaps. Um, he may not know now, but any delicate questions that need to be asked, the Whisperer is a good place to ask those questions.
Effing page 4 open.
The PDF's in the Discord too if you want to check that out. Sometimes Roll20 is a little flaky, that's why we have Zoom.
I gotcha.
Golly.
If we were to talk to any of the seven, the spider would be my personal choice.
Sounds like he'd be the one to get us information most easily.
It would seem so.
I do not know him personally, but I do know people within his circle of influence.
The spider is a good one to know if you're going to know one of the seven, especially when you're seeking information. Crackling Flames, did you have any questions for the Walker of the Paths?
No, I don't think I have anything to say right now.
Surely one man alone could not make it this far into the desert alone. What's that mean?
Oh, that was a while ago. That was back when we were talking about the Caliph being murdered.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
In other words, someone still in the city.
I mean, this was 3 days ago, and there are caravans coming and going every day, at least two. One to Nerohaya and one to Fort Azrak. Arrives and leaves every day. Caravan consisting of at least 5 wagons, usually more, max of 20, but at least at minimum 5, usually somewhere around 7 or 8.
I assume they had centipedes like mine, or
Very
type
similar.
amount?
Yes. So what they'll do is they'll actually take containers and they'll pump water into them, and then those containers will go on the back of the centipede, and then one of the container spots will be replaced with a like a not really a box, but a an area for the caravanners to sit, and then they'll pack all of their stuff in that area as well. So most of the 15 spots that are taken up by the centipedes scales will be loaded with water bags, and then one of them will be like the wagon. And then they skitter all the way to the ocean.
What is that?
Sorry, ping it again. Nobody knows. That is a cave hidden in the mountains that the only people who have ever gone in there have come out completely insane or never come out at all.
Illithid.
Sounds like a lovely place.
Don't mind that portal to the Underdark. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
How did you know it was a portal to the Underdark?
Are these pyramids over here?
My gut.
Yes, those are pyramids.
It's funny that the the little black dots in the one hex make one of them look like a pile of poop.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. That was completely unintentional.
Completely unintentional. How did you know?
It's like not if you're zoomed in, but if you zoom out, like it really looks like a pile of poop.
Yeah, that's supposed to be rocky desert with a pyramid on it.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. So you guys know what all the different colors are? Like the gray with the speckles in it is rocky desert. The brown with the speckles. The brown with the humps in it is like dunes, and the regular brown is just like desert. The mountains obviously are mountains, and then the dark blue and light blue is just they're all saltwater ocean, but it's different depths. So the light blue is lighter like coral reefs and not near as deep, and then the dark blue is the deep water. Then the fish obviously is where the fishing grounds are. Do all the symbols and stuff make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the light blue with the sort of the pebbles in it? Looking
So
like right there, for instance.
yeah, that's coral reefs and shallow
Okay.
water.
Okay.
And this is the over by Fort Azrak. That's a bridge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a bridge across. Each
Sounds
one of the
like
hex.
twins. Stay away from there.
Each one of the hexes is 10 miles. To give you a distance, but each hex takes half a day to travel because it's difficult terrain in the desert, and it's brutally hot, and it takes extra resources to cross that kind of terrain.
Not for me.
Not for you, but for the party in general. Takes half a day to cross a hex.
You guys are such anchors of weights.
Do we know how the caravan gets from Fort Azrak to GR?
Yeah, there's a ford, right there
Okay.
and right there, so it's really shallow water, but it's brackish. Like it can't really harvest it because it's
Kinda
not deep enough.
Type.
Yeah, salt flats is kind of the idea. What I was going for.
There you go. Yeah.
I went through, I think, about 17 or 18 iterations of this map, so I had to remember exactly what was going on.
Did you hit like a random button generator type thing, or did you
Yeah.
just kind of throw stuff up? Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can set what hexes you want it to use, and then you hit random until you get one you like.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, hexographer is awesome. And then the green lines are the area that's protected by the city states. So the green line that's sort of wide out around GR is kind of their center of influence, and the little tight area around Narohaya is where they have sort of staked out their claim, and that's like their area. And then Fort Azrak is similar, but it's pretty much just the couple hexes around each one of the towers.
Okay.
So I think Owen, was this the ruin you were talking about over here?
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a ruined city that's overrun with kind of native creatures. So there's lots of things that live in the desert that sort of take over when people aren't around, and so it's just all crumbled buildings and nobody really lives there.
Curious why that got abandoned, but okay.
Yep. It was a long, long time ago. Nobody remembers.
Long, long time ago.
I can still remember.
Maybe
the music
just for a while.
Used to make me smile. I don't remember the words to that song, but it was.
I knew if I had my chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there
Bad news on the
influence around
doorstep.
GR has a little like bump inward here?
What's that?
Is there a reason that the influence of GR is not as far away, like here? Because like this hex down here is included, but the three up here.
So, GR
Funny
has had a strong relationship with the Amardah, the people of the Red Sand, for as
My
long as
people.
anyone can remember. No, these are humans, not the Thrycreen.
Okay.
And this is the negotiated territory, so that it gives them room to travel past the mountains without coming too close to the city. But these two hexes are for whatever reason hotly contested territory, and so these two hexes here were conceded by GR, and these two hexes here were conceded by the Amardah 1,000 years ago, to sort of make it even between the sandy desert and the rocky desert. So each one of the groups got something in the deal. So the Amardah are the roving people who are responsible for the Bloodstone, and also the fairy tale about Dahar that's passed down by the desert people. They're human, but they do not dwell in the cities. They have a almost ancestor worship kind of thing going on, and they have developed a way of life that doesn't rely as heavily on water as the dwellers in the cities. They're also the ones who tame and provide the centipede mounts for the caravans. The centipedes are wild until after they've been either bred or broken by the Amarda. And they're very secretive about that process. So like they don't share that. Yes, Kit Kat.
Is mine bred or broken?
You pick. It's up to you.
Broken.
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
If you try to use him in combat, you're going to roll percentile dice, and if you get 10 or less, there's a that you might not have control over him. 10% chance that he doesn't do what you want to do in combat if you try to use him other than to run away for being broken. Cool. Did we talk about this over here? The
Yeah,
ugly looking guy?
bandits
Yeah, that's the bandit camp.
supposedly could turn into tigers.
That's just a rumor. It's not. Nobody believes it's real.
Yes,
Like
no one.
the, I mean the
I mean,
Yezan-
the cartographer obviously did.
yeah Yezan knows that it's real because he's been there, but the average people in GR think you're full of shit. They think the Nerohyans are just unable to guard their borders because there are so few of them. That's the narrative on them. All right.
How far did you say we could travel in a day? Is it
2 hexes.
2 hectares? Okay.
It's a half a hex or a whole hex for half a day. So I didn't do the distance comb thing, so it doesn't work.
Yeah. Narahaya is pretty far away.
Yeah, it's really far. Most of the time when people are getting water, they're going here or here. Sometimes they'll get all the way to Nerohyia if they want to buy fish. But that's, you got to go.
It's 7 days, even if you go over the water here.
I mean, you got to go, like, let me freehand this in black so you can see it. But you got to go like that to get to Nerohyia. It's a long way. Most of the time.
But they're not boats? Could you not, like, cross the water here or something?
There's no city over there. So there's if you leave the boats there, they're going to get either destroyed by the indigenous creatures or stolen by the Amarda. So most of the time when people are when they're just harvesting water, they go like that. And then the fishing boats will, like, the people live over here, but they'll trade over here. Or sometimes here.
What's the story with the water in the northeast corner?
Just more water, more sea. There's another coast over here, but there's no people and there's no fish. So, I mean, they could potentially go over there to get water, but they wouldn't have anyone to trade with, and they wouldn't have any have anybody to meet with.
Okay.
So just by tradition, they go over here. This area is, I mean, it's water, but it's basically dead.
Are these connected or no?
Nobody knows. So this desert kind of goes on and on forever,
Mm.
and this water kind of goes on and on forever. They could be. Nobody really knows.
Okay.
So there's no Christopher Columbus in this setting to have found. Oh well. To have found the edge of the world, so to speak.
Hmm.
Who drew that brown line? Was that okay? There we go. Never mind. There we go. All right. Yeah, this over here seriously is a portal to the Underdark. I can't believe you fucking guessed that.
Are you serious? Because I totally just.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Spoilers. Jesus.
Yes. Spoilers. Oh man, my bad. Guess my
Maybe.
wisdom score of 20 just really.
Yeah, it's a fucking portal to the Underdark.
We're going there first.
Don't have any Underdark shit ready. I mean, I can, but I don't yet.
At our level, I feel like Underdark shit's pretty easy. Oh, you all die.
Yeah, exactly.
And
we're
you're
dead.
fine.
What's the
And
thing?
let's
Gibbering
And
Mouther?
reroll your characters.
Roll 3d6.
Roll 3d6. Ooh. Wait, I'm rolling a new character. Yeah, that's the thing. Only if it was Owen, it would be 4. Roll 3d6.
Dude, the dice hate me. I
7?
told you guys this. Nobody believes me.
Yeah. All right, so we have a monastery. We have most of the.
No, we don't. You erased it.
Fuck me.
Well, point it out again. Sorry, 1 second.
Hope you weren't
Or
too
it's right
attached to
there.
that monastery because it's gone now.
Around there.
I'm pretty sure that's
fine
not
too.
that space that it was on last time. But okay.
It's not.
Totally not.
It was there.
Yeah. All right there.
Okay, it wasn't like here.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. We got your pyramids down here.
Mm-hmm.
Got the fort over here. Did I tell you guys about the Knights of the Living Water?
You did not tell us about the
I
pyramids.
don't think I heard about the Knights of the Living Water or the pyramids. Yeah.
Okay, so the pyramids are rumored, but that there are a lot of evil creatures that live in those pyramids. That's really all anybody knows. The Knights of the Living Water are the men that live at Fort Azrak. They are 10 paladins, and they are Tritons, and they protect the bridge and the fort from the evil that lives in the pyramids, and also protect the caravans coming to harvest the water. There are stories about their valor going back as far as anyone can remember, and Johim, the new caliph, learned how to be a man and all of his warrior prowess from those knights.
So the pyramids, how old are they? Where'd they come from?
They're older than anyone can remember. They've been there as long as there have been knights at Fort Azrak, and they have records going back 6,000 years. The pyramids were there before, but all of the books that are older than that have rotted away. Really fucking old. They're basically crawling with undead. And that's why the knights at the fort have to protect the caravans. So what are you thinking? Where are we going next time?
Probably to talk
Oh.
to the spider or
That sounds like the spider's probably a good first bet there.
I don't know, that portal in the Underdark looks very enticing to me.
We're dead.
Reroll.
And I'd
Yeah,
also probably want to check out the palace.
definitely we can do that.
Yeah.
So we'll go from the bazaar to either the palace or to the council chamber of the Seven, and seek an audience with the spider and an audience with the new caliph. Or did you want to have Yezin take you in the back?
I don't want him taking me anywhere. But
So the thing is, do you guys want to talk to the new caliph, or do you want to go like CSI, GR?
Are the palace and the council room different buildings?
Yes. So the palace is obviously the palace, and the council chamber is this one. The tower is the council structure. Right there.
I'm always bigger. Zashir is always a bigger fan of stealth, and so probably the less some of the people in the temple know about what we're looking for, the better.
And they asked for discretion specifically, so
Yeah.
we probably need to
I
check
feel-
out the scene of the crime to see if we can pick out anything.
yeah.
Right.
CSI the shit.
Cool. So chamber of the council of the Seven and the caliph's bedchamber for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So the council chamber is actually already done. So you guys can see that. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you guys will come in here. We'll do that first, and then we'll do the royal bedchambers next. I gotta make a map for that one. Cool. Let's take you back over here. All right. Well, we're almost at time. Anybody have any last minute questions? Anything you want to figure out?
Yeah, still looking at some of the details for the monk here. I think I said that the darts were finesse as well, so finesse means it could be using dex instead of strength, right?
Yep.
Correct.
And if you want to
So-
use like a goofy weapon that you don't see listed in the player's handbook, that's like themed towards the campaign, let me know, and we'll reskin one of the ones in there. So
What
Right,
about the
like-
crazy?
I was planning on probably just using the short sword, but probably whatever would be sort of flavored to be kind of in this general setting. I'm not sure exactly
if
what
you
that
want to
would
make
be
it a
yet.
kukri, that'd be cool.
Kukri
um,
sounds probably pretty good.
Or you could do, especially since you're a monk from in the mountains, you could do like a dosho or shaito. One of those two.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
What's up, Owen? What'd you say?
I said no. I see what
No,
you
before
did there.
that, when Matt was talking, you were gonna say something.
Oh, the Thrycreen, like racial weapons. What the hell are those? Like I couldn't find them.
So they are. Let's see. Special weapon training. Yep. Oh, I didn't give you the fucking stats. That's ridiculous. All right.
You can toss them in for next time. That's fine. I was just curious because I was like, I can't find them in the player's handbook. Where the hell are these things?
So they're in the monster manual.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, shoot, I just clicked that. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry.
No. Ah.
And I attacked.
And sorry,
So
you're dead.
the 5th edition Thrycreen has the Githka, which is a melee weapon, reach 5 feet, one target, which is a D8, which is basically the double-bladed glaive, and the Kachka is the triangular star, is a range weapon, and it's a D6.
Okay.
And you can have one or both of those. Whatever mundane equipment you guys want, Shuri will kit you out with. So anything that's not magical, you can take from his stores, or you can get from Yezan when you get to the palace, since we're going there second. Or you can have him bring it to you or whatever, so you can be ready as soon as we leave the stall. Anything that's not ultra rare or magical, you can just have.
Oh, sad. No ultra rare or magical stuff. Sad.
Right at the beginning of the campaign.
You got
And you're kitted out.
Hey, look at this Vorpal blade I just found lying around.
Almost
Say-
stubbed my toe on this. This is ridiculous.
You have a 30-foot long centipede that you can ride. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah. Do you want to know how much it costs to feed that thing?
It's fake money. It's virtual money. You don't actually have to spend the money. It doesn't actually cost you anything.
Rubbing them together does not make 3 gold coins. You still have 2.
Poof! 3!
You get 3. Oh, 5. Oh, 20.
Michael, do you have, or Abigail, do you have proficiency in a courtly instrument?
A courtly instrument.
A standing harp, a lute, a harpsichord, a pipe organ.
Lute is definitely going to be one of them. I haven't decided on, because I have 3 proficiencies.
Okay.
So lute is definitely going to be one of them.
Okay. If you want to add, don't count lute as one of your 3, or if you want to take lute as one of your 3 that you have with you, you gain proficiency in like either the standing harp or the harpsichord or the pipe organ or something that's not like a movable instrument, but something that something that you can like just sit down and play if there happens to be one around. And make sure you let me know
that'll
what it is.
definitely be the harp.
The standing harp? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I think I'll take my short sword as my starting weapon, make it a kukri, but would that be more like a slashing versus the piercing that the short sword by default is?
No, kukri would be piercing.
Okay, kukri is still piercing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's, wavy, but it's definitely pokey.
Still more poking than
It's
slashing.
still pokey.
Okay.
Yeah. It
No
just
problem.
hurts more when you twist it.
Right. Not a problem then. I can keep it as
Ow!
piercing. Not a big deal.
Hurts so much.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to clarify.
Yep. Crackling flames. You're gonna rely heavily on Eldritch Blast? Or you're gonna have a weapon?
Yeah, I mean, I have a crossbow and daggers, but probably gonna mostly be relying on Eldritch Blast.
Cool. One of the things that I want to make sure we do is that Warlock spells will refresh between sessions. So I want to, because it can be super hampering to only have 1 or 2 spell slots.
Hmm.
They get Eldritch Blast on demand though.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but having played a warlock,
I mean, they refresh on short rests, so
right? So we'll make sure you get a short rest between
yeah.
sessions.
So Steve is super old and super tired all the time. Check.
Right. Matt, I will get you the Were Tiger stuff, and I'll put in
Alright.
a token for you so that you can have control of a full tiger, because that's pretty badass. So
Yeah, that does sound pretty awesome.
that's the penalty that you get for giving me the your name and stuff last.
That's fine.
So, and then I think, is that everybody? I think that's everything. Michael, you got a bloodstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what'd you get from it?
+2 to
Charisma,
attribute.
wisdom, con.
And what's your charisma now?
20.
That's pretty good.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Cause didn't you take a feat?
Yeah, I took Prodigy.
Okay. Yeah. Prodigy's a good feat. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm coming out the gate with 7 proficiencies and how many expertises? 3 expertises.
You've 3 expert.
Yeah.
Man.
Hooray! Skill challenge.
Yeah. I'm only a +9 to my persuasion.
Only. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream.